Back to 1994, and I'm going back to 1994 because I believe we could be seeing a sea change in 2006. Democrats in 94 were in this no-win situation. If they distanced themselves from their own president, they thought they were protecting themselves. But Bill Clinton was so unpopular in 1994, he brought the whole party down anyway. Do you think one vote against the president on the ports is going to insulate Republicans from political bleeding when Americans go to the polls in 2006?
No, this is so much larger than the port issue, and the more time that's spent arguing the details, I think the more Republicans lose. They've got to look at the bigger picture. The president has got to look at the bigger picture. The people are losing confidence in America's ability to win the war in Iraq. They're losing their confidence in Republicans' ability to keep government limited and reduce spending, because neither of those two things is happening. And I think 2006 is not going to hinge on whether or not the Republicans voted for or against this port deal or sided with or against the president. There's a much bigger picture right now. The president of the United States, George Bush, has completely gotten away from Republican principles that not only unite Republicans, but also bring in conservative Democrat and decline to state voters into the fold. And the farther we get away from that, I think the greater the chance of losing the elections in 2006.
And you know, Karen, the people I'm hearing that from, in case Americans are sitting at home watching this saying, oh, God, everybody's so liberal on that Scarborough. I mean, Kudlow says I'm liberal already. The people that I'm hearing from out there are the candidates, statewide candidates, whether they're running in Florida or Missouri or California, Republican candidates. They're saying those Republicans in Washington are killing us.
Joe,
there's no voice for the Republican Party right now. It's not George Bush. It's not the leadership in Washington, D.C. There's no one out there talking in support of Republican principles, the Republican principles that helped you in 1994. There's no one out there right now. There's an absolute vacuum of strong Republican leadership.
But Joe, here's the really bad
Katrina,
news.
I'll let you talk in a second. I just got to say this, though, because I think you've touched on an important point, Karen. The lack of leadership in Washington, D.C. is sickening. Yes. If you look at what Republicans promised to do in 1994 when they took control of Congress and see how they've been acting over the past 3-4 years, biggest debt ever, biggest deficit ever. They are irresponsible and reckless on so many levels. I am embarrassed right now to be a Republican. It's a disgrace because of the lack of leadership. Katrina?
Joe,